Hello ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name's Replica, and today we are here to counter a glove. Which glove might that be? Why, of course it's the shotgun glove. And these are going to be the amazing goobers that are going to be helping us to figure out what counters this brand new shotgun glove. We have Stinkycheese, Klumpi, Show, Gravity, Bio, Ivan, Bacon, Pyro, and Hat. I appreciate all of you, and they say, subscribe or you get the shotgun. Alright, let's get into this. When fighting a shotgun user, you can be safe in a rock, but timing these out is going to be insanely hard to do. I would not use diamond. I would definitely either try to use custom or mega rock. When fighting with the shotgun user, go into the rock, try to bait out their shots. The more you bait out, into their next shot. So right here, now they're reloading and you can go in for the slap. That's what you're basically going to want to do with rocks, is try to bait out the shot. It can be very difficult to do, but if you can learn your enemy, it can definitely work. You could also surprise them like that, and they're not going to be able to hit you. So always wait for them to reload, and you can catch them off guard. I'm going to say 50-50. Do you win with extended? Oh, no, you can be shot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think they both reach the same. Ooh, it's close. Extended could be fun to use against them, but this is basically whoever has the fastest slap. The fastest slap in the West. Their shotgun bullet or your hand. Once you start the LOL bombs blowing up process, you cannot be shot. Yep, so if you are just losing the slap fight over and over again, maybe this could work for you to kind of goober them. While you are in Golden's power-up ability, you cannot be shot. Yep, you are perfectly safe while you're in this golden form, but make sure you get them in this golden form, because if you don't, you're gonna get shot. What happens with MR? So the best thing to use on a cheeky if you're a shotgun is the plague, because other than that, the MR can still move around. And I think it's pretty much a death sentence if you give the MR the plague effect. So as long as they don't use toxic, you can kind of reduce the knockback with MR, but honestly, shotgun's a counter to MR when they do have that toxic ammo. Do they hit clones? Nope, clones cannot be hit with shotguns. You can use a clone to bait out a shot or two, but there's probably a lot better that you could use. What happens with reverse? Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting them to shoot at the exact same time. But yeah, reverse works. So you could use reverse to parry back their shots. I think I'd probably give this a gold tier counter. If they're tracking you down with a shotgun, you could easily bait them towards running to the edge, and you could use Shukuchi on them, because they know they have a distance reach, so they will be chasing you, for sure. So when they're chasing you down, all you'd have to do is just bait them towards the edge. That's about it. When you've got them running towards the edge, you just bait him into this, and then slap him off. That is how I would use Shukuchi facing the shotgun gloves. With the coil glove, you do have a slight reach advantage, but you just gotta really make sure you don't miss. Yeah, definitely have the reach advantage. And as long as you hit them away, you'll have your ability back, no problem. Not the most effective thing that you could use, but it is effective. I don't know why, but I feel like Coil got buffed in some way, shape, or form, so it works out very, very well here. I like it. I'm gonna give this a gold tier counter. As long as you don't miss, that's the thing here. If you're not good with aiming, then maybe Coil's not for you. Balloony can be really good to surprise them and stay off of the ground. As long as you're up in the air, they can't see you. They don't know where you're at. And you just go back down and then surprise, and yep, they'll never be ready for it. Definitely gonna give this a gold tier counter. The Phantom Glove can work here. As long as you're not predictable with your movements, just bait them until they get into the reloading phase, and then you have a free slap, basically. So once you see them go Phantom, don't be predictable. You could easily surprise them. They will not be ready for it. I actually kind of really like it in this scenario. I'm going to give it a good W here. Gato's like reverse, but it takes too much time to get into the form, so it's not really the best for combat-wise, but it does work for every ammo type that is tried to be shot at Gato when you are in that petting phase. Yep. You are petting the cat, and you are not touchable. I'll give this a good 50-50. Tableflip is a good deterrent. Just heave it at their forehead if they're chasing you. Ping Pong as well, and so is Slicer for deterrents, but not counters. Excavator and Thor both have animations that could bypass being shot by the shotgun, but once they're out of it, they have quite a long cooldown, so if you don't end up oofing that shotgun user, you're pretty much going to be bullied. So with these, you have to really make a play while you're doing it, or you're just done. What happens to people with clouds? Are you fully safe in a cloud? You are perfectly safe while in a cloud. You cannot be shot by shotguns, so you could of course go up into the air and they can't get you, or even if you're near the ground and they try to shoot you, nothing is gonna happen. So cloud could be fun to combat with. I don't know if I'd give it a gold tier counter, but you are perfectly safe. You could get Ferryman dashes off. Ooh, interesting. So the Ferryman glove could work with both abilities. You just have to be accurate with your placement. I'll give this like a good 60 to 75% counter. What happens with blink? Okay, so you could use blink to bait them out on trying to shoot it. They cannot shoot a blink. Could they shoot you while you're in blink form? No, so you could panic use this if you really liked. Definitely gonna give Blink a gold tier counter here, because you could just pop Blink immediately and you won't take knockback even if it's shot in your direction. You do have a reach advantage with Slapstick, and with the speed, this should make a good counter. All you'd have to do is just see somebody from a long distance and give them the bonk. That, or if you really wanted to, you could do the running ability, and it would not be easy for them to catch you. Yee, bonk. I see you. You could also bait them. Oh, I got him! Yeah, I love Slapstick here. I'm gonna give this a gold. Shotgun can't do anything to Sbeve, so feel free to use Sbeve and Sbeve around and create other Sbeves. If you have enough time to get to the UFO ability itself, you can definitely beam them up, Scotty. Yep, once they're in here, they cannot do anything. I sentence you to plate punishment. Yeah, I'm gonna give you UFOW counter here. Beachball definitely works. I love this glove so much. Shotgun user coming after you. Spawn in the ball and hit it at them. It's so good! Dude, it's just so good. And you can surprise them with it too. Oh my god. So yep, Beachball, definitely a gold tier counter and my favorite of the list, by far. I just love hitting people in the face with a beach ball. It's so funny to me for some reason. You could always pull up another shotgun and scream America. Hurrah! It's called soccer! It's like quick draw, whoever has the fastest shooter in the West gets the win. With God's Hand's time stop, a shotgun user can shoot through it. So if you are using a God's Hand, just make sure you don't walk right in front of them and you'll be fine. I honestly wouldn't use any of the one-shots. These are not even 50-50s. The only thing that's barely a 50-50 is God's Hand's time stop ability. That's it. What happens with Titan? Ooh, no knockback, really? Wow. And it avoids special bullets, too. Titan definitely gets that gold tier, as it does not get affected by anything. You'll be safe with phase. So if they go to try to shoot you, you can just go into the phase form, and you cannot be hit. So you could use this to bait out their shots and wait for them to reload. I'm gonna give this a 75% counter. Bomb is a deterrent. Bubble is a deterrent. Shard is a deterrent, but like very high on that deterrent list. You could almost consider this a counter. And Bob is a deterrent. Shard, it might be a lot easier to hit a shotgun user, considering they are gonna try to chase you down. So this definitely hits that counter mark, but it's also a really good deterrent. I would say Shard's at least a 50-50, bare minimum. You can't be shot by the shotgun when you're in the tree of Slapple. You could also use this to push them back, so if you're chasing, you could do that. Although I had a moment there where I frame lagged. Once up in the tree, you cannot be shot unless they stack up to each other. Once they even get close, you could still just hop down and make another tree and push them back again. So this is a good, I'm gonna keep myself safe glove. While using Rattlebones, if you get on top of Larry's head, I think you're perfectly safe to run into them. Or if you just want to send Larry's to people, you absolutely could. Do note that the only way Larry's gonna be enraged, if you're just sending him, is they have to slap you. The shooting will not work. So if they just shoot you, it will not aggravate Larry. So yeah, Rattlebones, I'm gonna give a good 75% counter. Fish can work, but I wouldn't call this a top counter. This will not save you from the plague ammo effect, but if you do get shot, you can use this to fly back in the arena. If you are pretty elusive with fish, it can be really effective, and you can bait in those shots. So I'm gonna give this a 75% counter. If you do manage to get them with that slap with Leash, they are fully nullified and cannot shoot a bullet while they are leashed. The Boogie glove should work here. I don't think they can shoot you from the outside. So yeah, Boogie's gonna be a top counter. If you're ever in danger, just place this down and stand underneath the disco ball, and you can't be hit by at least the shotgun users. Quake, I believe, does have the bigger range. Yeah, you definitely have a reach advantage with Quake. Not the best counter that you could use, but you do have that range advantage, so I'm gonna say 50-50. Kraken's a good range fighting glove. It's not the best thing that you could use, but you do have a reach advantage with this, so if you are fighting them, you could easily place this down and have them hit. And the cooldown is pretty long, so you're gonna have to kind of play a movement game for a little bit. Kraken's good, but it's not top of the list, I don't think. I'm gonna give it a good 75%. You shouldn't take any knockback with Rob. As long as you go into the Rob transformation, you can't be shot. You are a perfectly safe little goober in the Rob form. I would say Rob gets a gold tier counter. Retro's abilities make it a good contender for a battle. I don't think either one has a bigger advantage over the other. Both can be used pretty well here. So this is like another, like, if you're gonna use shotgun, be shotgun. Things like that. That's how I would consider this. Using the rocket launcher, you could use range like that. Or with the bomb, if you're in a bad position, you could always get to a better position. Or if you can dodge one of the shots that come from them, you could easily hit them with the banhammer. I wouldn't say that Retro's a top counter. I think I'd probably give it a good 75% counter. Null's a great deterrent glove if they're chasing you down. You could spawn in Null's imps, and they cannot shoot the imps, so either they have to try to sell out to go after you, or they have to run in a specific direction, so Null's great, but I like it as a deterrent. Alchemist's Invincible Potion works out great here. All you gotta do is grab yourself a mushroom and some elderwood, put down a cauldron, put in 2 mushrooms into the blue liquid, followed up by 1 elderwood, then click the ladle. Now you have yourself an Invincible Potion. Drink that, and if they try to shoot you, you are perfectly safe. So, while using the Invincible Potion, have other potions ready so that you could throw potions at them without having to worry. Alchemist is going to be a W. The Scythe glove should work out well here. If you're in a battle with the shotgunner, you could just throw the Scythe, grab them, and come towards the edge. Once they get dropped, you can just hit them right off the edge, but don't miss like I did, or they can flick. But Scythe should definitely work in that scenario, because it's pretty hard to miss a Scythe, I'm not going to lie to you. If you're missing Scythes, you might be cooked. Santa should be good here. If you're good at timing the shots, you can go into the iframes and not be hit, which is good to bait out a couple shots like that. You could also throw different things like the plush and hit them with distance. I wouldn't rely on swapping and getting the iframes with Santa. I would definitely rely on like throwing in the bob or the milk, as those are going to be your 2 biggest things. But Santa works in a lot of different ways, so I'm going to give it a gold. Divebomb's 50-50. If you can get up into the air, they can't do anything to you, and they have to just pray that you don't target them. But to use this ability, you have to crouch down and charge. So with a ranged glove coming after you, it's not ideal. I'll give this a 50-50. Frostbite is pretty much the same as Divebomb. If you are able to charge up for long enough, you do have the range advantage, and they can't shoot when frozen. So I like this as a 50-50. The Spoonful glove can work here, but it's only a 50-50 because if you don't end up oofing them with the ability, the cooldown is pretty large, so they will end up landing more shots on you before you get your cooldown. SCHLOB works out very well here. If you get shot, you could control where you go, so you could go to a completely other side of the map if need be. As long as you're not near the edge, the only thing you'd have to worry about as a SCHLOB user is them using the Toxic ability and giving you the Plague effect. So I think SCHLOB's definitely going to be a W here. And the last counter, which counters everything in the game, is Avatar. You don't take any knockback from the shotguns. The only thing they could do is slap and reduce your time. Yeah. Can't be shot. So Avatar is definitely going to be the go-to for this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for the counters for this brand new shotgun glove. Pretty crazy. Shout out to everybody that you do see on your screen. Bacon, Ivan, Cheese, Show, Pyro, Jemand, Gravity, Hat, and Foxxy, and Carl and Viewer, both who are AFK. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for the help. But let me know, which glove was your favorite? For me, of course, I gotta go Beachball. For some reason, I just keep laughing at that glove. Let me know which glove you thought was the best. I think Titan is probably going to be a go-to for this. It works out very, very well. That or Extended, both could be fun. Let me know your choices down below. But other than that, I hope that every single one of you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this, and we will see you in the Beachball counters. Later!